And one. Let's go. Get a foul. Look, we grabbed him. What do you see, and how do you justify that?
It was last time you officiated. Made a statement.
Which statement? Because
Your statement was.
If we're pulling and it's a no foul in front of you, you justify.
I didn't see it. If I don't call it, I don't see it.
So what are you watching? Two, three, hey. Good job, Jen. Hey, thank you.
When I think of you mentioning your journey on, this real estate space and how can you grow wealth, those same people that you might be working with now that are completely outside of maybe your target audience per se in terms of doing a like thing, they might be your number one investor. Justin Francis, and I'll mention Justin and Lawrence Joseph in tandem. Justin was a high school classmate of mine. Also in my wedding, but he's been working in Phoenix the last 20 years in multifamily low-income housing tax credit programs. And so very interesting kind of item that with your program, both at Bank of America and Charles Schwab, with lower income and tax credit type programs to drive corporations to push investment into these economic deprived areas.
I put my website as well as my phone number on there as well.
Okay.
Well, maybe we can set up another call in a few weeks and just keep in contact.
I like it.
Keep the conversation.
Yep. Yeah, well, we can throw it on the calendar sooner rather than later, and we can move it if it makes sense.
Well, cool, brother, man. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Same here.
And appreciate the time.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care. All right. Bye. I think we're pretty good. You know, I would call that a newer investor in this space, but one that gets the X's and O's enough that would be excited about our projects, not only the ones that we have going underway now in Marble Falls and Van Road, but also the larger fund. Complete well mentality type discussion there. Get into conversation, chit chat a little bit, build a rapport, and figure out what commonalities you can build upon.
What's the key to a successful pitch?
You need to have enough marketing material. It doesn't necessarily have to be actual presentation, but enough material that you can visually show your professionalism. It can be a one-pager, then get into discussion, understand what they want, maybe you have to do some homework on the front end, learn about who your audience is, tailor it to that audience member, meet their needs. Most people's needs, especially investment, is they want to make money. Make sure that you're articulating in a way that they can see themselves making money. But then if it's other things like helping others or impact to the community, make sure you understand what their items are, and therefore can talk to it during your pitch.
Game time. Let's go. First five, you're up. It's coming out. We can't play behind. We cannot play from behind, gents. There we go. Now go down. Alex, stop up top. There it is. Let's go. Go, go, go. Good dish. And one. Let's go. Good dish. Way to move it. Guys, we got to grab the loose ball. We're all right. We're all right. Take your time. We're okay. Let's do I. Let's get this basket, all right? And then we're pressing. All right, then we're pressing. Everybody find a guy. We got a loose guy running around, and we're running around with our heads cut off. Find a guy, and let's get this going. Do we understand? Let's go. Rock on me. Rock for three. 1, 2, 3. Rock. Let's go. Go, go, go. Stay there. Stay there. Hey, you're lagging. You should have been there. Let's go. Hustle. Get it back. Get a foul. Look, we grabbed him. Come on. Yo, we were trying to stop the clock and commit fouls. We're pulling. I'm just going to ask. How do I ask
That was her PCA. Ask her. But I'll stand with you. I'll stand with you.
So I want to ask, aim on the line, and we're trying. Hey, shake hands, guys. We're trying to stop the clock. What do you see, and how do you justify that? If we're pulling, and it's a no foul in front of you, you justify.
I didn't see it. If I don't call it, I don't see it.
So what are you watching? What's your mechanic? No, your mechanic right there. No. I've been one. Longer than you, at a college level. Then I'm just asking, what do you see? We didn't even play the way I wanted us to play a complete ball game. Can you agree? But I can't say we finished a ball game the way I know you boys can finish a ball game. Do you agree? Part of it is having that tenacity when it don't go our way. I don't know what she's watching with game on the line 30 seconds and we're pulling, it's an obvious foul. You guys are playing your hearts out and we're not able to get that. But if we don't play lethargic in the beginning of the game, we never put ourselves in that situation. Do you understand?
Yes, coach.
So I can't blame nobody but who? Us. We're in charge of the way we play. We're in charge of the way we perform. Let's go. Heat on me. Everybody up on your feet. Heat on me. Heat on 3. 1, 2, 3. Heat. Good job, Judge. Hey, thank you. You know, unfortunately, the game didn't go our way. We took the L, but it's not about the L. It's not about losing, it's about learning. So for us, that's kind of what I do at the end of the game. We talk about what can we learn from this? What did we get from that loss? I think we lost by 5, but at one point in the game, we were down by 15, I think. And so our boys, they know they can play better basketball. I think what we take from this game is that we learn that you can't get knocked down and stay down. You can't show the other team that they're more physical than you and it works. Let's be prepared and let's get up. You got to get up. And once we respond, I think the boys did better at showing that they can respond.
I thought we're pretty good. I mean, I heard a little bit of Shalimar's after game comments on what it's about, learning and whatnot, and that he was down by 15 and fought back. He wasn't necessarily a basketball aficionado himself. So, I wasn't necessarily overly expecting him to have, the all-star offense or the all-star defense. But, he's a good people person, so he gets it. And I think at this grade and age, yeah, he'll be a good basketball coach. All right, so right now we're at one of our Airbnb properties here in San Diego. This is 5903 Balmoral. I like to call it the Whayle House. But yeah, we have 2 units on a little over a quarter acre here in sunny San Diego. I'll take you on the path up here and I'll watch your steps on these. So down here is a garage unit that we actually I'll open it up. We're thinking about decking it out with like a podcast photo shoot studio kind of setup where people just like ourselves, when we're trying to do podcasts in San Diego, we actually have something that will facilitate, quiet environment, better lighting, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, so same theme as down below, just much more of a studio kind of setup. Small kitchen, got your bedroom. You have a desk set up. So for those people working from home, we do rent this out as 2 different. So you can rent it out as just this apartment or just a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, or you can get the whole complex, the whole Whayle pod all at once. When you look at San Diego and other locations where you have a high tourism but tightness in housing, you get a right phenomenon for things like Airbnb and VRBO, where families, folks with larger groups, or people that want to spread out a little bit, that a hotel is not as conducive for their liking, will leverage Airbnb. This is how we normally travel as a family or multiple families together. But you can be 7 miles from downtown San Diego, having a location for 14 people, kids, pets, everything, and do it temporarily and not have to worry about having a $2 million home. So that's the business venture, is to get 60 to 70% utilization. We think we can entertain here. It can be an everyday house. It can be a short-term rental house. It can be a business venture, whether it be wine tasting, a gallery, real good for holiday parties, all of the above. And it could be someone else's investment if you'd rather buy it off of us. So this is my first quarterback in freshman football.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Me and him played college football at New Mexico State together.
What's the hardest part about being an entrepreneur?
The hardest part about being an entrepreneur is the uncertainty. The uncertainty is the hardest part, but I believe that's what puts you out there and makes an entrepreneur as a whole. So the overall generation of uncertainty creates this drive of wanting to continue to go to find out what's next.
How do you define success?
I define success as a personal happiness. I don't think that every person's success is the same. I don't think it should be the same, because everybody is coming from a different perspective and a different life. So everybody's gonna want something different in life. Not everybody wants money. Some people want want just simplicities. To me, success is just reaching whatever your pinnacle of happiness is.
If you only had $1,000, what would you do with it?
Invest in yourself. Go learn something with that $1,000. If you can buy a piece of software that you can play with to get better at, if you can go take a class that might not only teach you the X's and O's of what you're trying to learn, but also give you a networking session with 10 other people that are trying to build that same pathway or knowledge base, that might be a valuable $1,000 investment today.
Continue to be you. Anybody who's offering something to you, be willing to take it. Information's like food. Be respectful enough to accept it when you're in the presence of someone, and if you don't like it, you can always spit it out. But don't be disrespectful and spit it out in someone's face. You can take it, you can put it in a napkin and do it later. We all have had manners or grown up with certain skills, and so I try to apply that in life as information. Stay ready, the opportunity will come your way.